last part with the Monster of Temple Peak issue 2 and issue 4. Beautiful covers on these, absolutely beautiful. We're going to go ahead and back and forth these. What I was saying at the end of part 1 was that the IDW comics can be a little bit childish sometimes when it comes to the High Republic. However, the art, you can't go wrong with the art in these. It's just absolutely stunning. The contrast in this is just beautiful in the way that the lightsaber illuminates the darkness. It's great. IDW does some amazing covers, and their retailer incentive covers are just absolutely crisp. For those of you that don't know, retailer incentive covers, I've got one right here. The retailer's incentive covers will have an RI right here. There's also retailer exclusive covers, and they will have an RE right here. There's a couple of other ones, I'm not privy to all of them, but this is just cover A for these. They're not marked with anything. If it's a variant, sometimes they'll say variant, but IDW doesn't really. I don't know if they do variants for other Star Wars comics, other than the ones that I was just mentioning. Like I said in part 1, I know that I bag and board my comics quote unquote incorrectly. Normally you're supposed to bag from the top down and not from the bottom up. However, I really like all of my tape to be at the bottom of the comic and not at the top of the comic. I like it to have a very tight pull on the top, and if it's a little loose on the bottom, I don't mind so much. I just like this part. I like this part up here to be pulled tight. It's not technically the correct way to do it, and I know that, and I'm sorry if it irritates anybody. But with all due respect, it's my Star Wars collection, and I will back and forth them in a way that I like. Because as far as I know, there's no downside to doing it. They are still bad, they are still boarded, and they are still beautiful. Alright, here's another. This is the one I just showed you. A High Republic Adventures retailer incentive book. In part 1, I mentioned that I'm trying to collect every single Star Wars comic that exists, and I'm primarily focusing right now on the High Republic books. It is a giant pool. It is a giant pool to dive into the Star Wars comics. There are over 2,000 comics, I believe, in all of Star Wars. There might even be more, there might be a little bit less, but from my Excel sheet I've done the counting, there's a lot. Sorry about that. So, in order to not get overwhelmed, and in order to prioritize my money in certain areas, I am sticking primarily with the IDW, but with the High Republic comics. That way I can finish some kind of a collection and actually get to read something, because that's the whole point of buying these, right? To read them, to enjoy them, to look at the art, to show off, I guess. I'm not a reseller either. So if I'm buying a comic book, I want it to be readable. I don't buy slabs. I don't buy graded comics just because they're nice. I've passed up on a lot of comics already that were a good, decent price because they were in slabs. And I don't want to waste my money buying something that I can't read. If you put it in a big box of plastic, then it's no longer a comic book. It's just a comic next book, yeah, I love this book. I was waiting for so long to buy this book, and there's really no reason other than the fact that I thought it was goofy. It's a freaking bake-off, and that's incredible. However, when I was flipping through the pages, I haven't read it yet, there was a very specific character in here that I was really excited to see again. Really, really excited to see again. And he's that big lovable doof right there. That is Jedi Master Porter Ingle, also known as the Blade of Bardota. If none of you have seen my High Republic The Blade review, he's in it. I talk about how much I love his character. He's very charismatic. And that's about all I talk about in that review because I am not good at reviews yet. But maybe one day I will be. And maybe one day I'll review that as part of my big IDW High Republic review. But we'll see. This is my holy grail of comics. So me. Cover of this because it shows this gentleman here who I don't know who it is. I'm sorry. I have not read this comic yet, and I have not read many High Republic comics, so I don't know who these two individuals are yet. But it shows this gentleman here holding a cake, I believe, and I really wanted that one, but I haven't seen it, and this is the first time I ever saw this, and I've been looking for it for a long time because of how goofy it is, so I went and bought this one. If I see the cake one, I might buy it one day. But I need to prioritize my money in buying issues that I don't already have because there's a lot of issues I don't have and there's a lot of money I need to spend. High Republic Adventures Annual 2021. I'm so silly. There we go. If anybody is interested in seeing my collection as it is so far, I would be more than happy to flip through my short boxes. I have a lot of comics right now. I have all 75 issues of the 2015 Star Wars line, including one of the annuals. I have a good portion of the 2020 Star Wars line. I have a good portion of the Darth Vader 2020 line. I think I have all of the Darth Vader 2015 line and 2017 line. I have all of the Poe Dameron books, including the annuals. Those are really good books, by the way. I really like the non-Force users in the Star Wars universe. We're moving on to some Dark Horse again. We've got the High Republic Adventures. This is issue 3. Back and board a lot more efficiently whenever I'm not trying to bump into a tripod. I've got a very tiny tripod set up on my desk right now in front of me because I figured this angle might be more pleasing to the eye. If it's not, let me know because I'm not ashamed to recognize that maybe I was wrong and that I can change the angle. It's no biggie to me. I want whatever you're going to enjoy. And if you don't enjoy this angle, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, I'll change it up. We are coming on 11 minutes here in this part, I think, so I need to start hauling butt if I'm going to bag all of them on camera at least. Oops, I messed up that tape. Oh well, I'll fix that off camera. As I said in part 1, I have to make this a two-parter because right now I don't have a verified YouTube. So I can only post